Hey, it's your boy Crypto Expat Life, back with another video. These ROI miners, BNB miners, they're just popping up like mushrooms. It looks like there's several launching a day, and now they're starting to flood the market. So I thought I would make this video to give you my top 10 tips on choosing the best ROI miners. So let's roll that 5-second intro and let's get into the video. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is my new channel. Please subscribe. I don't know when I'll get my old channel back, but if you subscribe to this, you'll get my latest content. Also, stick to the end of the video. I'm going to give away some money. This is really getting ridiculous. Okay, so baked beans is wasn't the first one, but it's the most famous one. It's the most well-known, recognized one, and it's the one that's really kind of set the standard, the gold standard for these ROI miners. Now, since then, there's been some good ones that have come out, but they're just popping up like mushrooms now. So people are just taking the forking the script and then just contracting, just launching it, and then just nothing's different, right? Putting a new logo, different color scheme, but it's essentially the same thing. You know, we got cats, Lucky Cat. You know, these guys, they just decide to just launch on multiple chains. You know, hey, let's just do a money grab, but let's just do like 3 of them. You know, or let's go on all the chains. You know, why not go big? I'm not in this one, but anyway, if you guys are, great. We got roast beef, right? Roast beef. Everyone likes some beef. This is launching in God knows when, one day or something. Yeah, this one's 10%. You know, ROI. Look, I'm not going to go into each one because it's not really a review. I'm just going to give you the top 10 tips on choosing the best ROI miners. We've even got Ghostbusters, guys. You remember Ghostbusters in the 80s or 90s when that movie came out? Ghostbusters, not waffles. We've even got waffles. I mean, you know, waffles. Who doesn't want to invest in waffles? Not. Yeah, man, we've even got some weed and dealers, man. So as you can see, it is getting ridiculous, guys. Okay, most of these are going to fail, and these are my top 10 tips for choosing ROI miners. All right, quality over quantity. You need to do your due diligence. Don't just join all of them and hope for the best. Right? This is ridiculous. This is stupidity. Just a little bit of due diligence in the beginning can go a long way, and also you're going to be just spreading your money, diluting your funds, when you could just choose the best ones based off my top 10 tips and put more of that money into the best ones. All right, so don't be like, you know, most people do, and they just get into every single one. Which brings me to my second point, FOMO. I mean, newbies fall for this all the time. Less is more. Resist yourself from being a sheep and just, you know, you're seeing these ROI miners. People are just, you know, launching several a day, and YouTubers are just like making 2 or 3 videos a day because they, you know, that doesn't do anything for the community. All that does is confuses the shit out of everyone. And newbies are like, oh my god, you know, 3 more launch, I've got to get into 3 of them. That is stupidity. Don't do it. Number 3, good teams. Okay, this is really essential because you know, the team is the driving force behind the project. All right, if the team is good and you know, they are obviously proficient in coding and they're good devs, which is the technical side of it, but then they also have to have look forward for the future, what new things they're going to introduce. They've always got to be a step ahead from the rest of the crowd. So teams are really, really important. The first thing I look for in any project, not just ROI miners, is the team. I'll back the team. If the team is good, I'll go for it. That's my number one thing that I look for, is the team. Number 4, innovation. So this is really important. Some of them are starting to innovate now. You'll see more innovation. At first, you know, when these ROI miners, you know, everyone can just launch them at first. the first 2 or 3, then they'll just go off because it's a new thing. We saw this with shitcoins, right? Any type of shitcoin that would launch would just go off 10x. But as the market starts to dilute and more of the shitcoins come in, it's going to be harder and harder for projects. So innovation comes after, once the dominant project in that particular space is recognized, and then to compete, they realize that they're going to have to do something that's not already done in the marketplace, so they start to innovate, and that's just natural progression. Okay. Tip number 5: uniqueness. What are they doing differently? So this is good. When you see a team that innovates and they have things that are not in other ROI miners, just doing things differently, although they might have a DAO coming, or they might have NFTs, or they have an outsized source of income that'll bring funds into the actual into the smart contract. This is what I look for. So what are they doing differently than any other miner? Definitely look for this one. Marketing. This one is a big one for me. You can have the greatest iced coffee in the world, but if no one knows about it, then you're done. You're not going to sell any iced coffees. Marketing is a really strong point that I look for whenever I get on these Telegram groups and I ask the devs, what's your marketing plan? If they can't answer me, they don't have one. If they've got to think about it and get back to me in a couple of minutes, then they don't have one. They have no clue. These devs, most of them, they're not marketers, or they don't hire people, which is another sign that these devs or the team has no effing clue what they're doing. If they don't know marketing but they hire someone, that just goes to show you that they have strong leadership and they're looking at long term. So if they can't answer that question, what are you doing for marketing? Just move on. Community. This one's a huge one. Obviously Baked Beans has got a massive community. They're very tight knit, and they just follow religiously what the team's telling them. By the community sticking together and following that, usually a 6-to-1 rule is kind of like what they kind of made up. Now every other project is using the same thing. It's really important because the community is like the glue, right? If they just dissipate and just keep on going after other projects, and most of them, people in that community, in Baked Beans community, are in other projects, but really, like, their bread and butter is like Baked Beans. They always come back to Baked Beans because that's where the community is. This is really important. So to build a huge community that is tight knit, it doesn't have to be huge. I'm not talking like 100,000. I'm talking about 5,000 or 10,000 people that are really, really engaged, that are always online. That's what you want to look for. Tip number 8: partnerships are also important. They do a lot of this in the NFT space. I mean, they do it in every other space where they collab and they can get exposure for that project. This is a good free way, and they bring more investors in from other similar projects. So, XYZ project will be the same as your project, but then, or the project you're in, and then you can do a collab with them and bring those investors over to your project, and then your investors can go into their project because you're similar. Similar type of theme, right? And the make money online space, it's no one is just in one project. There's people that are in multiple projects at the same time. It's just how this space works. Number 9: future utility to bring in outside funds to make project more sustainable long term. Baked Beans has got this. They have plans in the future. Merch is already there. Then they've got the NFTs coming, which they reckon will be next month, and then Metaverse later on down the road. They've mentioned, but they've also got the BCT token, which 5% of buy and sells go back into the Baked Beans miner. But I'm just giving an example. You guys probably already know that if you're in Baked Beans, you're probably likely to be in Baked Beans already. But this is what you want to look at: future utility. If they have other outside things that will bring much needed funds into that ecosystem, whether it's a coin, whether it's an NFT, it's all kind of ties in together with what they want to achieve. That's what you want to look for. You don't want to just join these forks that are just dead forks. There's the people are just there for a money grab. Like, you know, like I said before, this other one, this Lucky Cat one, like they're on multiple chains. How are they going to manage that project when they're on multiple chains already? You know what I mean? Just one chain is difficult, and they're on multiple chains. It's to me, it's an obvious money grab, but people are joining it. Number 10, goals and roadmap. So this is good. It's also important because, you know, you want to know what's coming, what's exciting to look for in the future. Because if these guys, you know, don't have a long roadmap, they're just thinking short term. They're just thinking money grab. And when you see projects that say, you know, hey, what, you know, this is our roadmap. We've got a roadmap. Okay, this is what we aim to do in the future. You know that they're thinking long term, and that's what the projects you want to be, long term, because people are going to stick around. If it's just a short money grab, people are going to be there for a week, then they're going to move on to the next one. All right. Now they all move, like, you know, baked beans. People in baked beans, you know, a lot of those people as well are in other projects, but they always come back to baked beans because they're the ones that are looking long term, and they're the ones that you want to go for. So these are my top 10 tips. If you just do some due diligence, right, and look for all these points in future projects, and you need to be picky, because if you aren't picky, you're gonna lose all your money. You're gonna get into shit projects because you FOMO into them, and you're just like a sheep like everyone else. Instead, spend some time, you know, 10-15 minutes on each project, and do some due diligence, and only get in the best projects. Now, lastly, I'm going to do a $10 giveaway in BUSD, right? And all you need to do is just comment below this video, like this video, and subscribe to this video. I'll pick a random winner the next video. And oh yeah, also when you comment, obviously put your BSC wallet address, because, you know, if you win, I'll pick you. I mean, how am I going to send you the money? All right, guys, thank you for sticking to the end. Hope you found some value. Go out there and smash it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.